all missing. We're all missing that connection that we have with each other. And so at least if we can get online like this and do these classes and stay with it. This morning's theme, I'm going to start this week for the next 10 weeks and do the yamas and the niyamas and thread the yamas and the niyamas into our practices. So today's practice is on Ahimsa. And I will leave you guys unmuted so that you can shout out if you need something. But we're going to start, and you know, I'm assuming, under the assumption everybody knows what Ahimsa is, but not always. And Ahimsa is one of the yamas, it is the first yama. And Ahimsa means nonviolence. And in Hindu script and in Hindu transcript, it actually means respect. When you get down into the Hindu Sanskrit version of it, it means to respect, the respect of others, no disrespect, and no harm to oneself or others. So today, especially with all the craziness that has gone on for everybody, and how it's been so difficult for everybody, we will focus on being kind to ourselves in this practice, kind to ourselves as we move through fears, kind to ourselves and others as we move in and out of some of the craziest times I think we've ever been in. So with that said, our first posture this morning is going to be, and I'll walk you through just a couple of these so that you know, but first posture is going to be Vajrasana. And we'll work on Sukha Purvak breath just to balance Ida and Pingala and the nadis for a moment. And then from Vajrasana into fire toes for a little bit. And then our balance posture, and I'll show you what it looks like before we even get started so that you know where I'm going. Once Vajrasana is sitting so that we seat forward, remove the flesh, and just rest our sit bones basically on our heels, allows for the diaphragm to dance as we breathe with our pelvic floor. And then we will come into fire toes and hang out in fire toes, but then tip back and catch our balance here. And just slowly with that balance, come up without lift, using our heels and coming to the floor and coming back down. Maybe 3 times. So just to strengthen those legs, to work on the toes to help our bodies. But again, if it hurts and it's painful, don't do it. Again, Ahimsa. So let's find Vajrasana this morning. And it's an interesting posture that I've become very attached to lately. I'm working with a lady who does a lot with the pelvic floor. It's pretty impressive to realize that 80% of women out there and men have issues with their pelvic floor and don't even realize the problems that they cause us. So I'm letting one other person in that just joined. Morning. So finding Vajrasana, and make sure you lift that flesh from underneath and rest the sit bones on your heels. Sit up tall. We'll do just a few rounds of Sukha Purvak. So Sukha Purvak is that Vishnu mudra. Our thumb is out, our index finger and our middle finger is in, and we're going to close off the right nostril. Some of you know this as alternate nostril breathing. So exhale out the left. Inhale left. Close both nostrils for a moment, maybe to a count of 3. Exhale out the right nostril. Inhale the right. Close. Hold for 3. Exhale left. That's one full round. Inhale left. Hold for 3. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold for 3. And just close your eyes and keep that up here for a few moments. Just enjoying the calmness that creates. I know we all rush around to assure that we get our computer going and get our seat and get comfortable. And I want you to just relax at your mat. Find that space. And as you're doing this, maybe create that intention this morning. Maybe one of Ahimsa, non-harming, non-violence, respect to yourself and others. And how can we go about that in our day? How can we practice that with ourselves? Give yourself 3 more full rounds of breath here. In and out. And those Sukhapurvak breaths, the inhale and exhale, as long as it's comfortable for you. And when you've completed that breath, just coming forward gently, tucking the toes underneath. Spread the toes wide as you can, and then sit back on the heels. This is a beautiful posture. One of my dear students has named this so eloquently fire toes, and it fits completely. But we need to work on this. This is a beautiful posture, not only for our soles of our feet, the arches, our toes. It helps to burn off the calcifications in the pineal gland that build up over aging. We need the function of that pineal gland in our bodies. So sitting with that as long as is comfortable, again, non-harming. Practice Ahimsa with yourself. If it hurts, back out of it. We don't need to be here, but it's a good thing to practice if you can stand it for as long as you can. We'll just take 3 more breaths, and as we're doing this, maybe to take our mind off the fire in the toes, tapping the thymus. Again, this is another beautiful practice, tapping either with the 3 fingers of the right hand. We can make a tiny fist with the knuckles, and your thymus controls the immune system and assists with immune functions. So finding that tapping, maybe we lose track of the toes, maybe not. But just that gentle tapping to the thymus gland really helps. any of you have ever started or created a practice of tapping, it's a beautiful thing to do. You can take it on up into the face, to the head, to the sinuses, but for right now, just the thymus. And then let's come forward. And as I showed you earlier, we're just going to come forward onto our fingertips, press our knees up, and pause here for a moment. So I talk about core work all the time. Balance. Core work is key to our balance. So we've still got the fire toes going on. We've still got that strength maybe going on. Either sit here with this and maybe finger pads down to the ground if that's comfortable. Hands at your heart. Beautiful. And maybe start, keep the heels up, coming all the way up to a standing nice and slow and easy. Stay off those heels if you can. Really hang in here. Take another full breath in. And a full breath out. Exhaling, coming slowly down. Beautiful, ladies. I love it. Pause when you come down. If you'd like to do 2 more, please attempt 2 more. This strengthens the feet, strengthens your core, strengthens your balance, and it helps to bring that connection between your brain, your body, your breath. Beautiful, ladies. When you are through, nice. I love watching everybody attempt to balance. Nice. Awesome work. On that last one, when you come down, untuck the feet. And maybe just tap out the tops of the feet a little bit. And then we're going to do hero pose twice. So from this place, we've put our tops of our feet on the mat. If you need a bolster or a blanket, feel free to tuck it between the legs. But we're going to come to that seat. And some of us have knee issues. And I find that it's difficult to get into this place. But if you can see here, slipping your bottom down between the heels. So be gentle on the knees. It's early yet today. Pause, just sitting. We don't have to come backwards yet. I would like us just first to just sit in this posture this morning. Close your eyes. Take those deep, deep breaths to the body. And if hero does not work for you, just tuck a blanket between the sit bones and the backs of the calves and enjoy just sitting for a moment, stilling the mind, finding that quiet. Even beginning your morning with a yin practice. I feel strongly that falls into Ahimsa for us. We're taking care of our bodies. We're respecting this vessel. We're being kind to it. So whatever you do during the practice, be kind, be gentle on yourself. No harsh words if you can't get where you need to be. Practice patience. Three more deep, deep breaths. So yin is that practice where we breathe. Long, deep breaths to create the space, expand the space, expand our awareness, and settle into that space with our bodies. Find ease in hero. One more even round of breath in and out of the body. And we're going to move into child's pose, balasana, and work on the shoulders. So coming all the way forward, right from where we are, slip our heels back under our hips. Maybe take the knees wide. Maybe that feels good. Maybe if you need a deeper stretch to the back, keep the knees together. Big toes touch. Walk the arms all the way out in front of you. Find the length to your body. Maybe come up on your fingertips. Maybe come up off the forearms, off the mat. See what works best for your body. What do you need without creating harm? What do you need? Find that stretch. And then let's slowly walk those hands over to the right side. Make sure that that left sit bone stays glued to that left heel. We want to be able to stretch the whole left side body. The deeper the breath, the more space that we create. And while we're here, the contemplation of Ahimsa comes from that Sanskrit Hindu term. And we use Ahimsa, or the philosophy behind Ahimsa is we are all creatures of the divine. We are all connected to each other through that connection of the divine. So in harming others, disrespect to others, we're harming ourselves. We're creating that pain within ourselves. And I think throughout our days and our life and our processes that we go through every day, we forget that connection with each other. We can forget the connection to the divine. And we also note that anything that we do to harm others has a karmic impact on our life. Take 3 full breaths here. Think about the karma you've created for yourself of recent days. Do we need to practice more ahimsa in our days? And that last deep inhale and exhale, maybe walking the body back over to the center point. Maybe taking your breath here, just 3 long breaths again to reset the spine before moving to the left side body. Arms can be out in front of you. They can be in prayer at the nape of your neck. If you choose Trimurti Mudra, that's that little pyramid with the thumbs attached and index fingers touching and resting the third eye. Again, walk the body over to the left and then maybe practice that mudra if that works. You might find more of a stretch if you keep the arms out long. Ensure that you keep the hips grounded to the heels. Deepen the breath. And rest in that space. One more deep inhale in and out of the body here. And slowly walk it back to center if you're ready. And from Balasana, we'll come up, walk the hands all the way up, find your tabletop. We'll just manipulate the spine a little bit, just maybe find a few circles, maybe wagging the tail from side to side. Maybe a few cat, Marjariyasana. Just check into your spine for a moment. Get lost in that flow and that movement, just moving in all directions, tapping into the senses in your spine and your body. We did Sukha Purvat to balance Ida and Pingala, the left and the right side. See if you can tap into either side of the body this morning, knowing left or right, which is the strongest for you this morning, the sun or the moon energy, calm or fiery, and move as you need to make those connections. We'll come down from our tabletop into, and I'll show you where we're headed, we'll come down into Bhujangasana to pause. If you need a blanket, and I'll demo for you, if you need a blanket under the pubic bone, please feel free to do so. Then we will go back down from Bhujangasana. We're going to extend our left arm out, roll to our left hip, get a nice shoulder stretch in by placing the right foot in front of that quad, right hand in front, and then we'll come back, rest in crocodile, and do the right side. So coming all the way down on your belly, if you need, like I said, a blanket under that pubic bone to lift the body without lifting the pubic bone from the earth, feel free to lie on top of one. We'll start with that baby cobra, elbows underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide. Nice long inhale through the spine. Nice long line of energy. Slowly exhaling, rising up. Press your head up and back. Nice stretch, nice little back bend here. If you have any pain in the low back at all or any twinges in the low back, come out of this. Release it. Beautiful. Nice. If you have the capacity here, take a full inhale. Exhale, lower the body back to the earth. Take a full inhale again. Exhale, slowly with the core engaged, slowly rise back up. Maybe extend the arms long so we can get a deeper back bend. So completely up to you. Where's your body? If you need to separate the legs a little bit to give more space for the SI joint, the lumbar spine to rest in this, separate the legs. Wherever you land in Bhujangasana here, try and take 3 long breaths. Nice, beautiful cobras. Soft gaze to the sky. Shoulders slip down the back. We want length. Nice big inhale, lengthening. Before we come up even higher, exhaling slowly and deeply into that nice arch in our spine. Getting all those movements into the spine. The Sushumna runs down the center, 72,000 energy lines running through that space. Lower yourself when ready, all the way down to crocodile. So forearms stacked on top of each other. Third eye rests on the stacked forearms. Take your feet wider, maybe to the edges of the mat, and maybe just maneuver your legs, the heels back and forth a bit. And rest. Feel the space as you take those deep, beautiful breaths all the way down to the base of the spine. The expansion across the back side of the body. Take a moment here to just notice. Be aware of your body, your breath. When you're ready, extend the left arm out to a T, palm facing the earth. We're going to get into that left shoulder a bit. So very gently, softly rolling over to your left hip, opening up that left shoulder. Nice. Those of you that I can see are doing well. Right hand can place right in front of the chest, helping to provide that leverage. Open up the shoulder. You can also place your right foot, bend that knee, place that right foot in front of your left thigh on the ground. Nice. Options from here to pause and enjoy this space. We can also inhale and lengthen that right arm and take it all the way behind us. Again, opening up deeper. Be gentle with your body this morning. We have shoulder issues, shoulder injuries. Modify, come back a little bit. Don't put so much pressure on that arm coming out. Maybe you can drop that arm a little bit towards the hips. Just notice. Again, Ahimsa, practice with your own body, being gentle, being kind. And when we speak of Ahimsa, it's in regards to all thoughts, words, deeds, and actions. So being thoughtful to ourselves. When our thoughts are negative towards ourselves or others, our actions are negative towards ourselves or others, it all circles back. It all comes back to us. Create space in your day for you to come back to this connection with the divine, the connection to yourself. Three more deep, deep breaths. If it becomes too much, come to crocodile sooner than the 3 breaths. But if you can hang in there, full, deep inhales and exhales to the body. Just noticing when you finally find ease in the posture, how it feels. Rolling to your belly, finding crocodile this morning again, just pausing here. These postures again, also for the upper back. We spend so much time of late in our isolation, our faces in screens of some sort, phones, computers, books, TVs, and we tense through our neck and our shoulders. When you're ready, extend the right arm out long beside you in that T, so it's directly out in the body. Palm to the earth, slowly roll over onto your right hip. Place your hand at heart center into the earth. Maybe this is where you need to be. Maybe you can and would like to place that left foot on the ground in front of your right thigh. Maybe not. Maybe if you find you take that left arm up and exhale it back towards the right, we find a little pinch, come back out of it. We don't have to stay here. Enjoy the space that you land in. Reminding ourselves what it is we can do to become more aware of our words. We can be more selective in how we speak to others and how we think of others. We are very quick to take in information, and our 200 students have been going through the components of the mind. We are quick to receive and take in that information through manas, and our ego jumps in with ahamkar and takes over, and then we jump to conclusions, and we can find harsh words out of reaction instead of pausing, taking a moment to understand what's happening. As Dear Muggs always says, what is the truth here really? Come back to that pause. In all words, deeds, and actions reminds us to be gentle, to be kind. Ahimsa is something we can practice all day, every day. Give yourself just a couple more breaths. Come back to your belly, slow release. And gently walking the hands back from the belly, just press your way back once into Balasana for just a moment to walk the fingers out. Nice and long. Take that stretch through the spine, knees together, child's pose. When we keep the knees together, we get that nice deep stretch that we can stretch over our laps. When we take our knees apart, we get more of a frog impact. We get that release in the groin area. I'd like to stretch the back and then come up slowly to a seat, or just seated on our heels again in Vajrasana for a moment. We're going to go into an inversion, Adho Mukha Svanasana, so I'd love for you to have a bolster or a blanket, and I'll show you where we're heading, just so that you know I love this. It's kind of a nice press. We'll come into down dog and walk it out, but then relax the head. So again, just resting the head and the forearms, and then we'll come down into that stretch again in Balasana with our forearms on top of the bolster to get a nice deep stretch through the upper shoulders again. So if you have your bolster or blanket, roll it up. If it's a blanket, place it at the front of your mat. We're going to place our hands, so come back. I always find this works very well for me to determine my distance for my downward facing dog. Hips to heels, and then child's pose. Extend the arms out as long as you can. Open the fingers wide. Come forward, tuck the toes, press the hips back. We should have a beautiful distance that way between the hands and the feet. Full inhale and downward facing dog. Enjoy this peaceful inversion in your body. Maybe take a wide stance. Again, this is about your intuition. What do you need in your body? Maybe take the feet a little wider. Maybe bend deeply in the right knee, then the left. Press those sit bones to the sky. Nice, Gladys. Maybe taking that right leg up in the air, moving that hip joint around, bending that knee. What do you need? You know your body. Give it what it needs. When you're done maneuvering around a bit here, coming forward, rest the top of your head, the crown of your head right down on top of that blanket. Relax down to your forearms if it's available to you, with your head resting supported. Just breathe here. We're not going to be here too long, but take a few breaths. Again, shifting that energy. Shifting that energy in our bodies, resting our neck and our shoulders. Deep inhales and exhales, maybe coming up on your toes and down on your heels. Again, what feels good here? If this inversion doesn't feel good to you at all, come down to child's pose. Totally up to you. Give yourself just a couple more deep breaths here. Beautiful, ladies. You know, we note throughout the day how often we do not turn upside down. It's wonderful for our organs to shift and come out of that space and get a little reprieve, even if it's only for 30 seconds. And then very, very slowly from here, coming down to the knees again. Take the forearms on top of your blanket, just at the edge. So the bolster or the blanket, just at the wrists will just hang over the edge. We want that space for the shoulders. Bring your head down to touch the earth. We may have to separate the knees a little wider, and that's okay. Let your head come down and rest. Feel that nice deep stretch across the traps and the back, the lats, shoulders. Deep, even breaths here to the body. If your head comfortably reaches the earth, maybe taking the third eye, just rolling the forehead from side to side. Beautiful breath. Inhaling, slowly coming up. We'll come to Sukhasana, easy seat. Pausing for a moment, taking a moment with this tall spine. We're going to find a twist here. So just taking the right hand behind the right hip, left hand to the top of that right knee. We want to inhale and create the length through the body. And then exhale to the right, very, very slowly from the bottom of the spine all the way up. If sitting in Sukhasana is uncomfortable, we can always take the legs over to deer pose and find a little more shift here. Just wringing out our system a little bit, wringing out the nerves in the body, wringing out our digestive organs. Nice inhale again, lengthen, and on the exhale, take it just a little bit deeper if you can. If you have neck issues, don't go so far. Breathe. Inhale slowly back to center. Switch the cross in the legs if you've crossed your legs. Left hand behind that left hip, acting as a little support behind the body, reminding us to keep our spine upright. Right hand to that left knee. Inhale through the crown of the head. Exhale, taking it to the left. Bring the body out. Nice deep inhale and exhale here. Back to center. Let's extend the legs out. We're going to find a forward fold. So starting in Dandasana, at least reminding us of that tall spine. So this will help open up the hips externally, rotating them a bit for our last hero pose. So left leg out long. The right foot we can bring up on top. So the sole of the foot is facing the sky. Remember, don't let this left leg kind of get slouchy. We want to make sure that that leg is engaged. If your knee needs support, pop a blanket under it. We're going to find a deep inhale as we sit up tall. Our arms will come up in the air as we inhale, and we're going to exhale, folding over that left foot. Inhale if you need to come up one more time. Exhale, maybe allowing yourself to come in a little deeper. Remember, we take those deep inhales to create the space to surrender into with ease. All about ease. All about kindness. Respecting where you are on your journey of this path called yoga. Respecting your body, meeting your body where you need to meet your body. Three more deep, deep breaths. Slowly working our way back up as soft and easy as you can. Extend that right leg out long. Again, maybe just take the legs and find a little movement back and forth. Let's cross that left foot over top, lying it on top of the right thigh and noting whether you need that support on the left. Maybe, maybe not. We are always a little different in one side of the body than the other. Inhale, create the length in the body, arms come up, shoulders and ribs down the back. Exhale, come forward, resting where you land the first time. Find ease here. Maybe inhale and come up again, stretch and reach. And exhale a little deeper. Land where it's comfortable for you. Take those deep, beautiful breaths to the body. Enjoy them. Maybe taking note of the last time that you weren't quite kind to yourself in thoughts, words, or actions. Maybe remembering when we weren't quite so kind in our thoughts, words, or actions to another. What can we remember to do to bring this practice into our daily routines, practice of Ahimsa? It's easy when we have somebody guiding us. We have to do the work ourselves and remind ourselves, or just the work that it takes to stay present and stay aware. Every day, all day. Rise up slowly. Extend that left leg out, right leg out, shake them out. So I'm going to give you options because Hero is such a tough place before we go to Shavasana. If you are comfortable and we've warmed up the body a bit, to come back into Hero and have that ability to slip the body down between the heels, and you want to come all the way back to that lying posture on your back and enjoy that yummy posture, or to continue the work of opening the hips, creating yourself that sweet little space to allow for Supta Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of the feet together, bringing the blanket and that roll up to the low back and coming all the way back. And resting, completely up to you. Again, this is your practice. Be kind to yourself. If you're not into hero today, don't go there. Sometimes we find those poses that we really dislike are the poses that we actually need to practice and actually need to work on with our bodies. Obviously, if we have knee issues and extremely tight quads, it's not a practice to fall into and get comfortable in with ease. Nice. Whichever place you've chosen to fall into, if you are in hero, maybe inhale the arms overhead, again, opening up the front of the chest. If you are in that reclined Supta Baddha Konasana with the support of the bolster or the blanket, you all look fantastic, those of you that I can see. Either place is also opening up our heart. And if we can remind ourselves to have every thought, deed, or action, or word come from that space of an open heart, we have a hard time thinking that we will not be practicing Ahimsa every day. Take a few deep, deep breaths here. Softening throughout the body. And again, when you are ready, very slowly rolling off your bolster or blanket if you're in Supta Baddha Konasana. Coming up and out of hero pose. Coming to your backs, drawing the knees into the body. Just finding that gentle squeeze. Give yourself a hug. We can't be kind to ourselves. It's very difficult to be kind to others. If we can't treat ourselves with love and respect without harm, it's very difficult to do so with others. Extend yourself out nice and long into Shavasana. Take time here if you need to maybe place that blanket under your head, over your body, under your knees. Again, you know your body. Take care of it. Take the arms down at your sides and long. Maybe lift the shoulder blades one at a time. Draw them down the back a little bit. Take the feet wide, let them rest. Tuck the chin ever so slightly. Take a full deep inhale into the body. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. 2 more. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. 1 more. And exhale. Imagine you have completely surrendered to a beautiful meadow of cool green grass. Let your body connect to the energy of the earth. Feel the soft breeze on your skin, warm sun on your face. With each exhale, allow your body to fall deeper into surrender. Let all the muscles melt away from the bones. Let all the organs in the body relax. Let the outermost layer of your physical body soften and become one with this earth. Breathing in as the earth breathes. Connected to the earth's energy. Connected to the sun's energy. Connected to the energy of the air around you. Connected to each other. Connected to the divine. Starting to deepen your breath. Gently, slowly inhaling deeper and deeper. Invite in prana to the fingers, the toes. Enjoy those little movements in the wrists and the ankles. When you're ready, rolling to your right side today. Pausing there, make a nice little nest for your head to lie in for a moment. And before we rise and complete our practice this morning, I have a beautiful reading that I'd like to share, and it's about Ahimsa, of course, by one of my favorite philosophers and poets, Rumi. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. Remembering as you rise, that seed of intention that you planted early on in this practice, coming up to a seat when you're ready. And join me with your hands together at your heart center. Taking a moment to honor that space that resides within us that we know is connected to everything else. And knowing when we truly connect with that space within us, we create that connection with everyone else and the divine. How can we not remember to practice Ahimsa? Thank you, ladies, so much for being here this morning and joining me. I just so enjoy having the time to see you practice and rest. And find time to care for yourselves. In love, light, and awareness. Namaste.